Have you ever lost something you loved very, very much, and it felt like a little piece of your heart was lost along with it? In a quiet, mossy workshop, a little gnome was about to learn that some things are not lost, but are just continuing their own magical journey. In a cozy workshop nestled between the roots of an ancient oak tree lived a little gnome named Finnian. Finnian was a carver, but he didn't just carve wood, he carved worry stones. He would find fallen branches from the magical starwood trees, and with his tiny, careful tools he would carve them into smooth, beautiful stones that could soothe any worry. His first and most perfect creation was the Heartwood Stone. It was carved from the very heart of a fallen starwood, and it was so full of gentle magic that anyone who held it would feel their biggest worries melt away like snow in springtime. It was Finnian's most prized possession, a testament to his special gift. One afternoon, after a sudden, fierce rainstorm, Finnian was hurrying home. He clutched the Heartwood Stone in his pocket, its warmth a comfort against the chilly air. As he crossed a little wooden bridge over the rushing river, his foot slipped on a wet leaf. He tumbled, and the precious Heartwood Stone flew from his pocket, arcing through the air in a perfect, sad curve before landing with a soft plop in the fast-moving water. "No!" Finnian cried. He scrambled to the riverbank, his heart pounding. He saw his beautiful stone, his perfect creation, being swept away by the current. He ran along the bank, his little legs pumping, trying to keep up. But the river was too fast. He watched, helpless, as the Heartwood Stone disappeared around a distant bend. It was gone. A wave of sadness so big it felt like the whole river washed over him. He sat on the damp earth and cried. The world, which had been so full of purpose just a moment ago, now felt empty and grey. For days he was heartbroken. He couldn't bring himself to carve. What was the point? He could never create anything as perfect as the Heartwood Stone again. His best work was lost forever. He would just sit by the river, watching the water flow, his heart as heavy as a wet stone. After a long time, as he was tracing sad patterns in the dirt, the river itself seemed to speak to him. It wasn't a loud voice, but a deep, ancient, rumbling hum that came from the moving water and the mossy stones. "Your heart is very heavy, little carver," the river seemed to say. "I lost my most perfect creation," Finnian whispered to the water. "You took it from me. Took it." The river rumbled gently. "No, I carried it. That is a river's job. To carry things to where they need to go. The Heartwood Stone's journey with you was over, but its magical journey was just beginning." The river showed him a vision in the swirling water. He saw his beautiful Heartwood Stone nestled amongst some reeds far, far downstream. He saw a tiny, frightened fawn who had lost its mother stumble upon the stone. As the fawn nudged the stone with its nose, A feeling of calm washed over it, giving it the courage to call out for its mother. Then the river showed him another vision. The stone tumbled further, landing on a beach where a little girl who was sad about moving to a new home found it. As she held it in her hand, she felt a wave of peace and the courage to face her new adventure. You see, the river hummed. The magic you carved was too big and too important to stay in one place. Its purpose was to travel and to soothe the worries of the world. It is not lost. It is just doing its job. Finnian looked at his own empty hands. The sharp sadness in his heart began to soften into a gentle, proud ache. He had lost his stone, but he had not lost his gift. The magic wasn't just in the stone, it was in him. He was the one who knew how to carve the magic. The world will always have worries, little one, the river whispered, and it will always need a kind carver to help soothe them. Finnian stood up, his heart feeling lighter than it had in a very long time. He walked back to his cozy workshop. He picked up a new, uncarved piece of starwood. He no longer felt the need to recreate the Heartwood Stone. He was ready to carve something new, something different, something that was also full of its own special magic. He had learned that it's okay to be sad when you lose something you love, but the most beautiful way to honor its memory is to use the gift it gave you to create something new and wonderful for the world. And while the little gnome learned how to turn a painful loss into a beautiful new beginning, a little bird with tiny wings was about to learn a very different lesson about what it means to keep trying, even when it's hard. Subscribe to Storiella so you don't miss her soaring adventure.